Welcome to the Medline Industry Presentation. Please join us in welcoming Anika Stout, Campus Recruiter, Edwin Akatua, Associate Product Manager, Ready Care Division, Brianna Bush, Associate Product Manager, Advanced Wound Care Division, DeAndrea Madden, Associate Product Manager, Advanced Skin Care Division, and Lauren McGregory, Associate Product Manager, Respiratory Division, Medline Industries.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on our presentation about Medline and our opportunities that we offer. To introduce the team, my name is Anika Stout. I'm a campus recruiter. I specifically recruit for finance and product management. And then the rest of the team, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. I am Brianna Bush. I am a recent grad of Spelman College. I graduated in May 2022, and I started at Medline in July, so I am 2 months in. I work in the Advanced Wound Care Division as an Associate Product Manager, currently managing 2 portfolios, hydrocolloids and hydrogels, which are 2 wound dressings to help heal wounds efficiently based on the moisture needed. I would say my favorite part of my job is that my day-to-day changes, and there are so many responsibilities that your schedule is never the same.
Hello, everyone. My name is DeAndrea Madden. I am also a recent graduate of Spelman College. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Health Science, and I also started at Medline in July. I am in the Advanced Skin Care Division, and the product management or the products that I manage are pediatric skin care, lip care, and retail.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren McGregory. I'm also a recent graduate of Spelman College, May 2022. I'm currently started at Medline about 2 months ago in July. I work with the Respiratory Division as an Associate Product Manager, and I'm responsible for heat and moisture exchangers, which is used for ventilated patients.
Hello, everyone. I'm Edwin Akatua, also a PM in the Ready Care Division. My product line is really for oral and nasal decolonization, so think nasal swabs and oral care kits.
Great, thanks for the intros. So just a quick agenda for what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to get to know Medline. So first of all, we'll go through our business and what we do, our culture and what it's like to work here, opportunities and how you can get involved. And then we'll have a Q&A panel with our associate product managers to learn about some of their current experiences. So to dive in, what do we do at Medline? Medline is a strategic partner to healthcare providers, grounded in our strength as a manufacturer and distributor of medical surgical supplies. So we are the largest privately held manufacturer and distributor of medical supplies in the country, and we offer over 650,000 different products, ranging from more clinical products like medical devices and surgical instruments, all the way to commodities like tissues and cotton balls and paper cups, and just about everything in between. So with these 650,000 plus products, we serve the entire continuum of healthcare. So we have a vast range of customers. Hospitals are the most prominent. We actually serve every single hospital in the United States, but we've expanded our services to help all types of healthcare to give us a competitive advantage. So in addition to hospitals, as you can see, we're in labs, doctors' offices, assisted living facilities, even in people's homes directly through Amazon, CVS, Target, etc. We're really able to serve the entire continuum of care. So here you can see a little bit of the growth that Medline has been able to do, in the past few years. As of today, we're actually at about 32,000 employees, and we did over 20 billion in sales last year. So it's a really exciting time to get involved in the company. You'll see a lot of young leadership and a lot of opportunities arise. So what's it like to work here? Our culture is something that's really important to us at Medline. Some of our key drivers are focus on the customer, deliver results, sense of urgency, sound judgment, strong work ethic, and building effective relationships. So when we're recruiting for our roles, it's really important that we're finding candidates that will be culture fits and culture adds, since that's something that's really important to us to be able to maintain and further. So some other perks about working at Medline, in addition to the culture, is we have really strong job security. Especially at our corporate office, we've never had a layoff. And I think working in healthcare is really, something that's going to be permanently needed. We also have great career growth. Like I said, we have 32,000 employees, and we actually have 28 different product divisions. So there's never any lack of opportunity for further growth. We have a very entrepreneurial culture, fast-paced, action-oriented, and we are customer-focused. We've had 50 plus years of consecutive growth, and we've also had global expansion. We have a diverse product offering, as you saw with our 650,000 plus products that we sell. And like I mentioned, we surpassed 20 billion in sales last year, and we're expecting to continue to grow. So fast forward to today, here's our Northfield headquarters. We're headquartered in Northfield, Illinois. The building was actually just redone in 2016, so it looks pretty nice inside. Some perks about working here: we have a subsidized cafeteria, a free 24/7 gym, basketball courts, a garden that employees can pick produce from at any time, and it's a really cool place to be. We're on a hybrid schedule. So typically for most employees, Tuesdays and Thursdays are expected to be in the office, but of course, any other days you're more than welcome to come in, just not a requirement. And it's really nice that the days you are in the office, the rest of the company is in as well. So, you're having those strategic conversations and a lot of those really important in-person conversations when you are in the office, and it's not a wasted commute. So we also have smaller offices in the surrounding areas like in Mundelein, Waukegan, and Chicago, but this is our main headquarters for a majority of our opportunities. So now getting into our opportunities, here you can see we're hiring for internship and full-time roles. So for interns, we're looking for junior standing, and we have opportunities within product management, engineering and supply chain, finance and accounting, research and development, quality and regulatory, and information systems. So we have roles outside of these 6 buckets as well, but these are kind of the main ones. And typically R&D and IS are pretty small, and the other 4 take up most of our program, with product management being about half of our typical intern class. And then we also have similar full-time roles. So this would be for candidates who have senior standing and are either 1 semester or 2 semesters away from graduating. And we have opportunities in product management. We also have a finance and accounting rotational program, operations management, supply chain, sales, and we also have a rotational program for candidates who are still kind of figuring out what it is they want to do. So here's a little overview of our internship program. So it's a 10-week summer program beginning in June and ending in August, and you're assigned a division based on your interest and the company need, but you're also assigned a manager and a mentor within your teams. So most interns typically have 1 project over the summer, and then at the end of it, they get to deliver their presentation to a lot of leadership within the company, which is a cool opportunity to have that kind of exposure as an intern. But you also get to see what the day-to-day work looks like for your mentors, who are typically recent grads into their full-time position. So you get the idea of, if you were to return full-time, what that experience would be like. And then we also have a lot of training, networking, and social events throughout the summer with the full intern group. So this past summer, we did an architecture tour along the Chicago River. We went to a Cubs game. We went bowling. We did a trivia night. We even had an intern dodgeball game. And we try and have a really good work-life balance and opportunity to, have fun throughout the summer, as well as learn a lot, develop, and make an impactful difference. And then at the end of the summer, we have full-time offers made for the strong performers, which is really nice to then be able to go into your senior year already having a full-time job secured. So here's a little bit more information on the UNCF Medline Corporate Scholars Program. And if you have more questions, please contact Cachet. But with that, we're now going to go into our Q&A panel with our current associate product managers. So I have a few questions prepared, but then at the end, we would also really love to see some of the candidates asking questions for our panel as well. So just to kick it off, I know we already went through intros a little bit at the beginning, but to remind our candidates, can you please introduce yourself, where you went to school, and then when you started at Medline and your current division? So Rihanna, if you want to kick us off.
Hi, everyone. Again, I am Rihanna Bush, a recent grad of Spelman College. I graduated in May 2022, and I started in July at Medline. I work in the Advanced Wound Care Division as an associate product manager, and I currently manage 2 portfolios, hydrocolloids and hydrogels, which are 2 wound dressings.
Hi, everyone. My name is DeAndrea Madden. I am an associate product manager in the Advanced Skincare Division. I graduated Spelman College in May of 2022, and then I started Medline in July. In the Advanced Skincare Division, I manage the pediatric skincare line, so pediatric lotions, body washes, things of that nature, and then I also manage lip care and retail.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Lauren McGregory. I'm also a recent graduate of Spelman College. I started at Medline back in July, and I'm working with the respiratory division with passive humidification, which is used for ventilated patients and breathing circuits, so the heat and moisture exchangers.
Hello, everyone. So I'm from Ball State University, and graduated in May and started at Ready Care in July doing oral nasal decolonization.
Thanks for the intros. Now, can you please explain your product category and what you do to manage it? So some of your day-to-day tasks, bigger projects, etc.
So again, I manage 2 portfolios, 2 wound dressings, which are hydrocolloids and hydrogels. They are 2 wound dressings based upon the amount of moisture needed for the wound bed in order to heal. Some day-to-day is looking at the sales and profitability of my portfolio, looking at some item history, working with supply chain, so making sure that the inventory is up to date. And if we have back orders, what can we do to resolve them? And also reaching out to sales reps and sales reps reaching out to me in order to get my hydrocolloid and hydrogel business up and running and making sure we having those sales.
And I would say for me, we are just now getting into the retail space. So right now I'm working on a really big retail project where we're relaunching our skincare line onto Amazon. So that's been something that's been taking a lot of time, but it's been really amazing to be able to start a project per se from the ground up. So literally starting from choosing the packaging, the labeling, and being able to see the product in the end once that does happen. And then another big project I'm working on in our pediatric skincare line, we're trying to advance into multiple hospitals, especially since we just came out with 2 new products that are really unique to the market. So I've been working a lot with sales reps and different hospitals across the United States to just pitch our products and also create some trials so that they could be able to try our products as well. And then for the lip care business, right now we are expanding our portfolio and we're working on a rebrand for our whole entire skincare line. So our main responsibilities have been just managing and maintaining my trackers to make sure that I'm up to date with my projects. It's also a lot like Rayana said, managing back orders, understanding item history, understanding the financials, and then just making sure that all of my categories are up to date.
So again, I work with passive communication within respiratory, and I work with heat and moisture exchangers. And it's a very small but very important part of breathing circuits for ventilated patients. And right now, my day-to-day looks like work communicating with sales reps about the products, educating them on how to use them, inventory management, creating product development, improving products, testing products out, making sure that they're AARC, which is the American Association of Respiratory Care. So making sure that our products are within those guidelines, and just maintaining business, maintaining that our pricing is suitable and it's quality care for our patients.
Yeah, and so for oral and nasal decolonization, kind of got a lot going on right now, but my day-to-day is very different. So either I'm like working with different vendors, working with inventory management, working with costing, working with sales reps. It's very different, but it's very nice.
Great. Describe an accomplishment or a cool project you've worked on, whether it's something that you did during the internship or you've done this summer so far or plan to do in the upcoming year.
So a cool project that I am currently working on is a product launch for my hydrogel portfolio. We have a hydrogel currently that we're trying to revamp. We want it to be paraben free. So we have the name of the hydrogel is Skintegrity, and we're going to call the paraben free one Skintegrity Eco. So I'm currently setting up that new item in our softwares and working to get the stock keeping unit number as well. So also doing some artwork with our marketing team.
And for me in the retail space, since we aren't really known in this space, it's been amazing to work, like I said, from a project from the ground up. So right now we finally finalized the labeling that we're going to use for our products. And then from that point, we're going to be working with vendors to make sure that we have all the necessary steps, making sure that those items are set up online. So I would say the best part about this project is I am the first person to relaunch it again. In the past, we haven't had great business on Amazon, but it's been amazing to work with the Amazon and the retail team to really understand how Amazon works, especially since I'm a major consumer of Amazon. I never really understand how it works from the back end. So being able to understand how it works and just being able to work with their team to make sure that our project is launching, and not only does it launch, but that it's successful and that we do much better in the past has been something that's really interesting to work with.
I would say a cool project that I'm currently working on is a huge campaign brief for my product. My product was chosen from Medline to kind of get more promotion and get more sales. So something I'm doing is like working with marketing to make sure that people know how to use heat and moisture exchangers, is more frequent within the market. So that's a huge thing that I'm working on with marketing, just trying to get, the name of heat and moisture at Medline more out there. So that's exciting.
I'll say the nicest thing I'm working on is nasal swabs. So it's a pretty untapped market, especially outside of the clinical space. So we're working on updating the packaging, making it more premium for not only the clinicians, but also for like us in general, as people don't really think much about decolonizing their nose, but I mean, it's pretty important.
Awesome. Thank you. So I have one more question for the panel, and then candidates, if you have questions that you would either like to ask me or to the panel, you can go ahead and start putting those in the chat. And if there are any that we don't get to, please visit our booth this afternoon, and we would love to chat one-on-one. So now the last question that I have for our panel is, do you have any advice for other scholars to land a job at Medline?
I would say the biggest advice is being open-minded about landing a job at Medline. I know that my degree is in Bachelor of Science, Health Science, and I always had it in my mind to immediately go to nursing school right after undergrad. But because I enjoyed my internship so much and the Medline company is so great, I accepted my offer once I got it, and I was open-minded to the job, and I really love my job now. So I would just say be open-minded to everything that's out there and changing your journey if necessary, because it's going to pay off in the end.
I would say for me, the biggest thing that helps me not only in my internship, but also in my job role, something that I'm complimented on a lot, is just being myself and being authentic. I believe that sometimes we go into a space and we try to conform ourselves to what others may think or how others may feel that we should view ourselves. But I think that really being yourself and showing up in this space in your authentic self, not using, imposter syndrome and just really coming in this space and being open-minded, like Rayana said, coming into this space and communicating to others and just being yourself truly is something that's going to pay off. Not only is it going to help you out, but it allows for others to be able to know you, to be able to get to know you in a better level. And it's really beneficial for maintaining and also establishing relationships.
I would say one piece of advice that I would give is to have a strong work ethic and to be excited to learn. Medline is a great company, and there's so many things that you can learn here. There's so many things that I came in and I did not know, but now I feel like I have a better understanding. But I was excited to learn those things. So I think being excited to learn and again being open-minded about, this may be a foreign language or a foreign place for you, but it's exciting, and there's so much that you can gain from this experience.
And I would say be open to the culture here. I feel like every single person here wants you to succeed. So you can go up to anybody, even if you haven't met them before, and just ask them a question. It could be the most outrageous question, but ask them and they'll be happy to answer for you and give as much information to you as possible. So really know that at Medline, like they're really trying to grow you and like groom you. Even if you're planning to go somewhere else, they're looking at you and looking to build you. So keep that in mind.
All great pieces of advice. Thank you so much. So that was the last we had prepared. So we'd love to start taking some candidate questions if you have them in the chat. Sierra, I believe you'll be moderating.
Yes, hello everybody, and want to say thank you for this fantastic presentation through Medline. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to drop it in the chat, just how Annika said. I do have a question I'd like to propose to the panelists. So my first question would be, what are some of the challenges you guys have seen within your interns and what they have encountered? And within those challenges, how were the interns able to overcome them or maybe come to you guys for advice?
Yeah, panelists, did you have any challenges that you incurred while you were an intern? And if so, how were you able to overcome?
I'll go first. I would say that my biggest challenge was not really knowing the business aspect of Medline because I obtained a degree. My major was in health science, so I knew like the science aspect. Of course, I was placed in advanced wound care, so I knew a little bit background for that. But like the business aspect of looking at the data analytics and the pricing and how sales and profitability goes into the company was a challenge for me. And I overcame that challenge by not being afraid to ask questions. Like Edwin said, you can ask anyone anything. I asked my manager whenever I'd had a question. We had weekly one-on-ones so that I can bring all of my questions there. I also asked my mentor. She helped me with all of the data analytics in Excel. We will have our one-on-ones weekly as well. And also the people that I had to reach out to for my projects during my internship, they were willing to answer any question that I had, and they were very welcoming. And because the best thing is that you shouldn't be afraid to ask questions, because the worst question that you can ask is no question at all. So that's what
I would say for me, and it's kind of similar to Rayana, but I had a very, very, very diverse project base. Like a lot of the projects I were working on weren't really related to each other. And so when I came into the space, I didn't really know what to expect as an intern, honestly, until I really got into the space. But for example, one of my projects was managing their month-long back order, while another one was creating their Black hair care line. So because I didn't really understand or know a lot of the business aspects of the company, really understand the culture, or really, know or understand the task of a day-to-day product manager in the beginning, it was something that was a challenge for me to be able to work through that space, and also being able to organize and just really sort out what were the best tasks to do in this space and what were the best tasks to, put off for a later time. But I would say a lot like Rayana said, asking questions to not only my manager, but also setting up questions with other people in the different divisions. One thing that helped one of the product managers set up a one-on-one with the quality team, with our business team, with our product development team, and also with our division president, so I could understand what all of their roles are and how do they play into Medline. And so it really helped me be able to understand and know who I could go to for different situations or different projects that I was working on.
I would say the biggest challenge for me was understanding the systems within Medline. You know, every company is different. They operate in different ways. They use different, applications to get the job done. So everything was really new to me at Medline. So I had to tell myself to kind of be patient, give myself grace that, I didn't know these applications. It was going to take time to get familiar with them. But during my internship, I would say I really utilized my mentor that I had. She was great. She helped me with everything. I felt like I could run to her for a quick question, or if I was having a hard time with a certain project or a certain assignment, she was, kind of holding my hand, not holding my hand, but leading me in the right direction of where to go. And that was very helpful.
And I would say, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, the internship is about 10 weeks. And like everyone would tell you, it takes about 6 months to really get comfortable at your job. And like, they're not lying about that at all. So like, take your time, really like learn a new thing every day. That's what my manager tells me. Just learn a new thing every day and you'll be all right.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think it's really nice that we're able to have this 10-week internship program. Like Edwin said, it can take about 6 months to start feeling, like you're really comfortable in your role. But it's, I think, especially nice for returning full time. You're not starting again on day one, but you already have a bit of a network. You have some expertise. You have some familiarity with the systems that we use. So then, day one as a full-time employee is a lot less scary. Having that under your belt is already.
Perfect. Thank you for all your responses. I do have one more question. Within our conversation, I heard how important it is to be authentic within the field of your position. So my question is, for our scholars, how does one be authentic? What are some characteristics that we are looking for? What are some traits, some skills that one would need to attain or one would need to work on? How does one remain authentic to themselves while working with Medline?
I will go since I was the one that mentioned that. I would say for me, and me personally, I'm very natural. Down from my hair to literally the products that I use for my body and my skin. And so coming into this space, I wanted, especially coming from an HBCU, I was very intentional in coming forward as myself. So I didn't, conform to many ideas of what people may think as like professional. I was very intentional with coming into my interview with my braid out, with my, my curly hair, my natural hair, and coming into that space and just, in a very respectful way, but coming into that space authentically and, presenting myself as, this is who I am. This is who I am authentically. This is who you will get in this space. And so I think that some of the characteristics that I've really learned in this space, and I really thank my HBCU, but I also thank Medline for having this culture, is I've really learned to be myself and to be okay with being myself. And I think the biggest thing about authenticity and just being yourself is that sometimes we feel as though ourself is not good enough, but I always remind myself that if I was not meant to be in this space, I wouldn't be in this space. If I wasn't meant to, be an intern at Medline, or if I wasn't meant to have a full-time job offer in this space, I wouldn't have one. And so just coming into that space and just being myself and being open-minded to different cultures, different experiences, especially coming from an HBCU, coming into this space, just being open-minded in that sense. And not only that, but also being optimistic and willing to learn about different experiences, different cultures, is really something that is really going to help you, and not only just in this space, but in life in general, because unfortunately, life isn't perfect where, everybody gets along, but being in a space where you're able to be yourself, where you're open-minded to, others' circumstances, others' culture, others' background, is something that's really going to help you advance, not only in college, but also in the future.
Beautifully said. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Medline, for your time. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, scholars. Unfortunately, that is our time for today. So if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our Medline booth. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your program.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Come visit our booth.
Thank you.